Welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to help you get started with FlipGrid. You've seen FlipGrid in action, you love it, you want to use it in your classroom. Let me help you get your account started and your first grid up and running. When you go to the FlipGrid website, flipgrid.com, you will see a screen such as this. If this is your very first time on the website, you want the Sign Up Today button in the upper right. Once you click that, your best friend is sign up with Google. If you sign up with Google, that's one less password that you need to remember. Once you click that, it will ask you for you'll type in your school email address and your school password. After entering your email and password, you will have some basic questions to answer: where you live, what school you work for, things of that nature. You need to certify that you are old enough and then hit the go button. Once you have answered those questions, then you will officially be logged into FlipGrid. At this moment, you have no grids. You can think about a grid as your classroom. Like basically the grid is the class and you will post assignments within that grid. So let's create a grid. Create your first grid by pressing this button here. Now this is where things get a little more complicated. This first drop down it gives you tons of options about how students will interact with your grid or with your assignments. By default, this says they have to have a school email, and you designate what those school emails look like. If you have younger students, it may be easier to have them give them a student ID list. I'll cover that in the next video. You probably do not want the third option about the public grids. So for right now, we're going to leave it here as a school email domain. You can always change the setting later, so don't stress out. Give it a name. And then I think this is very neat. Your URL will start with flipgrid.com, but then this last bit here, you can control that, and as long as you pick something that no one else has picked before, then you are good to go. So for example, I could say mine is called Reed's FlipGrid, and it's available. If I had just tried to say Reed, somebody else already took that. So try to use something unique but memorable, and then grab an awesome image. And then here, it wants to know, what do your students' email addresses look like? So if you're going to restrict it to people with student email addresses, that's probably stu. Whatever. So you just type the part after the @ symbol. If you want teachers to be able to post as well, then you would leave off the school, but you can list as many of these as you want. But that gives you a little security that only people that kind of belong in your school district can post to your grid, and it's time to launch. There you go. You have your very first grid, and you are ready to go.